Hello and welcome to Gdynia in Poland for the 2025 eSailing World Championship final. I'm Alec Wilkinson, Karolina Soltaniak standing beside me, all ready to go with the commentary. And in the shadows behind us are the world's top e-sailors, all ready for a stab at the title and also at that $10,000 prize pot. And just before we came on air, you said, oh, wow, can you just feel that atmosphere? And it has. It's cranked up, hasn't it, in the last few minutes?
Yes, exactly. The sailors had a great time yesterday visiting Gdynia and enjoying time here. But now it's time to refocus and be ready to the upcoming game.
Yeah, it's what they came for. And as you mentioned, so Gdynia is your home waters.
Yes.
You're really happy to be here because we have timed it with the Gdynia Sailing Week.
Yeah, exactly. Basically not a week, like 3 weeks, because this event is part of Gdynia Sailing Days and we started 2 weeks ago and we have 7 days more to go. So we are really happy that we can host the eSailing World Championship. That's amazing.
Yeah, loads and loads going on in the city, not just on the water, but off the water as well. And yesterday we took the sailors out to meet some of the people and have some fun. Gdynia is Poland's capital of sailing, home of the annual Gdynia Sailing Days, 21 fun-packed days of sailing and onshore activities. We took the players to the beach to experience the sailing village, simulators, balance boards and, of course, some virtual regatta. More importantly, they were able to race against one another on the virtual seas to hone their skills before today's big final. A chance to unwind, get to know each other and meet face to face. After all, some of them only know each other's voices and gamer tags from racing online. But today will be more than a virtual battle. Being able to look each other in the eye across the room adds a completely new dimension to the competition. It's all about focus and executing a game plan. Let's race. Okay, well, let's have a look at our 12 finalists. 12 e-sailors representing 8 different countries. Let's start on the left-hand side of your screen there with Navi 767. The grey are their gaming tags, and obviously in pink is their full name. So Krylo has come from Ukraine, a long, long journey. We'll hear more about that later. Yuko Furukawa, welcome to him. He races as Yuko and represents Japan. One of 2 Brazilians, Jose Godi, is next, and Sarah Gromberg from Sweden. She's back after making the final for the first time last year in her home country. The Swedes come through the Steering the Course women's competition to be here in Gdynia for her second successive final.
In the middle table we see the following players. From Portugal, Jos Mendes, the nickname is the Mendes RS. Kazuki Maime from Japan, and Japan is represented by 3 players, including Kazuki, who is just 18 years old, is competing in his second World Championship final. We have also Tristan Perron from France, and Acer is in the house again. Tristan Perron from France, our world champion in 2023, is making his 6th final. And also we have the Joachim Rommel from Sweden.
On the right-hand side there, Samuel Solano, or Harder, from Brazil. Last year became the first ever finalist from the Americas, and here he is making his second attempt at the title, joining his Brazilian compatriot, Jose Godi. Good luck to them. And then we've got Lorenzo Sorrenti of Italy, races as Lorenzo. If you're regular viewers of the eSailing, you'll know all about him. He's returning for his 3rd World Championship final. Bartosz races as Shidlo Finn, and he is our local wild card. And then comes Yuya Takubo, or FC Rich of Japan. So those are our 12 finalists, and it's been quite a long, hard road for them to get through qualification to this point here in Gdynia. Qualification began with 19,848 races across 6 qualifier events. The top 40 of every qualifier progressed to the knockout stage. Across the 6 knockout events, 18 e-sailors progressed directly to the semi-final. Meanwhile, in the playoff, 42 e-sailors battled for the remaining 12 semi-final places. Once the semi-final roster of e-sailors was confirmed, preparations began to race for the 10 available spots at the grand final. Making up the 12 e-sailors present at the final, we also have 2 direct entrants. So, our 12 finalists have sailed hard and long for their places in the grand final, all of them hunting for glory and a piece of the $10,000 prize pot. And the format for today is even simpler than that. We've basically got 8 races. After the 8 races, we will take the top 10 and they will progress through to the medal race. The medal race is double points. So the aim initially is to make the top 10 within those first 8 races. So good luck to them, and a series of different classes just to make it fair as well.
Yes, exactly. So we have 8 different classes: J70, Ilka 49er, Nakra 70, Also, we have Firset, Star, Offshore Racing, and F50. So the sailors are racing in every race different boat, but the medal race is also in J70. So
yeah, the J70, which is always a favourite amongst e-sailors, they say, because it's not just a test of you as a sailor, but also as a thinker and as a strategist and tactician, which means lots of close racing expected, lots of head-to-head battles. So it's just as well that we don't just have the top e-sailors here in the room, we've also got some of the world's top judges. And here they are. So it's great to see these guys. Giovanni there from Venezuela, the only international PRO from Venezuela, I'm told. But it's great to see them because we're seeing them smile. Normally they sit behind their desks, stony-faced, taking some pretty important decisions. So it's great to see them on screen.
yes, exactly. But you know, they have to be serious because they're like judges. So I think it's necessary. In a team, we also have a local judge. To the jury team attended Katarzyna Goralska, an experienced judge who has also a few 420 and 470 titles.
And and we mustn't forget we've also got two officers, two officials, Stephen Smith of Canada and China's Ginger, who are operating online as well. So we've got all the technology here, and never mind VAR. So we are ready to go. I'm told that the players are in the virtual venue. So let's get going. Race 1, as you've said, is in the J70.
Yes, exactly. And the race format is pretty easy because it's upwind, downwind, and repeat during the second round. During this eSailing World Championship is only one race which has different format, but we will talk about this later. So yeah, we start.
Here we go. We are 35 seconds away from the start of this year's eSailing World Championship final. In the J70, and I'm just looking at how they're lining up. They seem to be preferring this right-hand side of the start line, the committee boat end.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We will see how it's going on a race course, but probably it's more wind on the right side. We have 9 seconds to the start, and probably all the teams, all the players will be on time.
An early penalty there for the Japanese Yuko, but otherwise it looks like it's a clean start for most. Jose Godi possibly just over early, picking up a penalty, and they're all going over to that right-hand side of the course where it looks like the breeze is stronger.
Yeah, it seems like to be stronger wind on the right. We see the dark sea, and it's really interesting because in Gdynia it's always tricky and gusty, and as I can see probably is a north wind because on the left we see the city. Yeah, on the right we see Yuko from Japan, who is sailing on the right. And well, probably Lorenzo is on the lead right now, as we can see on the left.
Yeah, so if you're new to eSailing, these races are short and sharp and quick, and more of a sprint than a marathon. And Lorenzo of Italy is out in front right now in his third World Championship final. He's managed 6th at the previous 2, and he has his game face on, and he's looking like a man who is definitely out to make the podium.
Yeah, it's really also hard, in my opinion, to tell now who is at the first place because it's an upwind, so we still don't know who will be first on the first mark, but in 10 seconds I suppose we will know it, because the sailors go to the right and in seconds they will tack on the ley line.
So right now, Azer and Lorenzo and Navi of Ukraine are challenging for the lead. They're coming together towards that white dotted line at the top of the screen. That's what we call the ley line, and they're going to come in, and we're going to see those boats coming in from the right. They're going to tack and come into the mark, and then we'll have a really good idea of where we stand.
Yeah, the downwind legs that often make the difference between winning and losing in the J70 class. So I'm really excited to see if Lorenzo from Italy will hold the leader in the first race of eSailing World Championship.
Really important to get those spinnakers up early on the J70 because it takes 3 seconds to accelerate after its deployment. And that is a chance for those behind you. If they get that spinnaker up before you do, it's a chance for them to close the gap. But now it's a procession down to the bottom mark. Lorenzo, followed by Yuko and FC Rich and Azer, former world champion, also in the mix at number 4.
Yeah, they are coming to the down marks and probably they will pick left. Yes, exactly. So the left down mark and upwind again. Oh, it's like a lot of happening on this downwind.
A lot of happening, but the man in front is holding on to that lead, and FC Rich picking up a penalty.
So it's good to say that Lorenzo Sorrenti, who is like winning like right now the first racing, was 3 times the finalist of the World's Champion.
Yes, he was, and he's trying to build a lead now on this upwind leg, 24 metres, but the rest of the fleet holding him close because they are so fast downwind, and because you can use your the turbulence, the dirty air behind you downwind to grow your lead. It's really important on the upwind that the chasing fleet stay close to the leader, and at the moment he's being shadowed by the Japanese player Yuko.
Yeah, and during the second upwind, as we can see, they prefer to sail on the left side of the race course. So probably a lot of the sailors are on the good time to tack. So that's also amazing that this is the first race. We have only one leg to go, and it's like 4 minutes of race. That's super nice format.
So 22 knots of breeze out there, and Lorenzo turns into the top mark for the final time, and he's got a good advantage there. The wind shadow's 30 meters on these boats, and I think he's built that up. So he's got plenty of space between him and Yuko. Yuko, 23 years old, but also hugely experienced in the World Championships. He reached the semi-finals 3 years in a row, but here he is now trying to catch the leader of this race. Azer is right behind. There's Yuko. And I think this is going to be a win now, unless something drastic goes wrong. This is going to be an Italian victory in this first race, followed by Yuko of Japan. And Azer is moving up. You can see him with a pink spinnaker, but he's being chased all the way by Kazuki.
Yes, I can imagine like what is how stressful it is for the players, especially for the French sailor who is the champion from the last year. Yeah, we have the finishing line. So Lorenzo first.
Yeah, Lorenzo takes the victory in race 1, followed by Yuko, and Azer crosses the line in 3rd. Kazuki settles for 4th, and then really close between 5th, 6th and 7th. And look at them. Remember, every point counts because they're trying to make the top 10 here in order to make the cut to the medal race. So as the final boats cross the line, we have confirmation of that result. With Harder of Brazil in the end taking 5th, Zemendez of Portugal in 6th, and FC Rich of Japan in 7th. And we scroll down and see Rommel of Sweden and SGR 88 taking 11th and 12th. So let's just talk you through this. That's basically the movements up and down through the fleet, and as you can see, the leader's pretty static once Lorenzo, who started quite far back, not the best of starts, but once he got ahead, he held that lead.
Yes. And general statistic, best starts, as you said, the Navi 767. And who was the fastest one? It was Portuguese sailor. He sailed over 8 knots.
So it's very early days in this competition, but that's how they stand right now, and we'll be coming back to that overall leaderboard after every race, so you can follow their progress up and down it and into the top 10. So there we go, our first race, and some interesting stuff I think we can work out from that, and the biggest lesson is that it was really close.
Yeah, it was really close, but it seems to be also really exciting because after every race it will be much closer. So, yeah.
But I think the guys behind us are going to be quite relieved to have that first race out of the way. They can catch their breath now. They've got a few seconds before we go into race 2, which will be in the Ilka.
Ilka, yeah. So the Ilka is the most popular boat, I think, in Olympic sailing because it's like the sailors in over 100 countries around the world has been sailing on Ilka. So really popular, and
one of the later additions to eSailing, interestingly enough, obviously, the difference between this and the J70, one of the many differences, is we don't have a spinnaker on this one, of course. So we are lining up for race 2 of this 2025 eSailing World Championship. They've virtually stopped just ahead of the line. They don't want to cross that line too early. Into the last 5 seconds. In from the pin end come 3 more boats. They pick up penalties. So 3 penalties on that start. What happens? That means the computer will automatically slow those boats down before releasing them once that penalty has been taken.
Yes, and the second race, Ilka, as we said, and again, we didn't tell about the format, but it's also the same: upwind, downwind, upwind, and downwind. So nothing changed. And now we can see the Swedish on the first place, like fingers crossed for him, because in the previous race, the Swedish were in the last 2 places.
Yep, so good start for Rommel, Azer in the hunters as well, up there in the top 3. But the early stages of this race, still 300 meters to go to that top mark, and we're following Rommel and FC Rich.
And also Ilka, and 18 knots, it means that it's really hard to sail. I suppose also it's waves on the race course, so really demanding race again.
And look who is currently in the lead, but it's only by a very small margin of meters. Lorenzo coming in from that far side, he tacks again, and we'll see that lead change. This time it's Navi 767, so Mendes and Azer all challenging near the front of the fleet.
Yes, and we can see in the top 3 the Mendes is Jose Mendes, and what is important, he is Ilka 7 silver medalist in under 21 category during the World 2022. So he know Ilka really good.
He's a man who knows this boat extremely well, and I love the look of the Italian boat. The skin, it looks great, and in traditional light blue.
And what is your favorite? This one?
I don't have favorites. I am strictly neutral. Or are we just talking about the design?
Or we are talking about design, only the colors on the skin. Because, you know, it's one of them has pink spinnaker, so my answer is really easy.
Well, Azer's had that pink sail for as long as I can remember.
Yes, exactly.
So here we go, top mark, first time, and it is Mendes, the Portuguese sailor, out in front. Rommel in second, one of Sweden's most accomplished e-sailors sitting second. Can he close that 25-metre lead on the Portuguese? Navi, he had a very long journey over from eastern Ukraine and is here sitting in 3rd place now. Lorenzo, our race 1 winner, is 4th, and then we've got FC Rich in 5th. So downwind they go, slightly smaller wind shadow than the J70. This one's 28 meters for the Ilka, and as you can see, that gives Mendes plenty of space, plenty of breathing space. But can Rommel and Navi close that gap?
Yeah, during the downwind on the Ilka class, I think a lot of can change because of the tactics about the tactics mainly. So it's really interesting who will be still in the top 3, because as we can see, I think Azer was in the top 3 on the first mark, and now it's on a 10th position. So maybe the Ilka not really fits to him. And now we have the second upwind, still a Portuguese player on a first place, Rommel from Sweden on a second, and Navi 767 on a third place. It's like 20 meters separation between first and second boat.
Great to see Mendes so confident and with so much advantage in this race, because it's his first time, at a World Championship final. Sometimes the nerves can overcome the players, but he's showing no sign of that right now. I asked him actually over breakfast, what would you be happy with? And he goes, well, I'm here to win, aren't I? Which is a fair answer, but I think he then sort of went, well, yeah, any podium finish would make him happy.
Yeah. It's really challenging to be focusing all the time during the 8 or 9 races, all the time looking on a screen and be totally focused. So fingers crossed for the players.
Different styles of play and different devices that they're using. Some prefer the tablets, some prefer phones, some prefer a desktop with a big screen. So everyone has their own preference, and it often just comes down to what they have available at home and what they're used to.
Yeah, but I can imagine play on a phone. It's like so small screen to have a finger, and just change something on the screen is impossible. But well, you're right. Everyone prefer different.
Yeah, they all have different theories.
Yeah.
Also, as to which is faster, which is more reactive. Whether it's a tablet or whether it's they're all plugged in though to some super fast internet, which we've been provided here. So that's fantastic. Mendes, our leader, just trying to make it to Mark 3, and let's have a look at this battle for second place. We've got Rommel of Sweden, and it's not far behind to the Italian Lorenzo.
Yes, but basically top 3 are safe, I would say, because between Lorenzo and Navi, it's 20 meters.
Oh, look at these
distance.
3 coming in together.
Yeah.
They've got to give space to the others, and some penalties being handed out there. Or just the one for SGR 88. And so downwind they go, heading towards the finish line. And I'm just wondering now, so that's about 40 meters between second and third. So as you say, that's probably done. But behind them, we've got Navi and Harder and Kazuki all battling it out. Azer has dropped down to 9th.
Yeah, that's true. But as I remember, after the start and after the first upwind, he was in the top. So something happened during the first downwind.
Here we go. The last few meters for Mendes of Portugal. Jose Mendes, or Minge, is how they pronounce it. He's given me a lesson in that. I think that's probably the last time I'm going to try that one. Second place is Rommel of Sweden. Lorenzo is going to take third, just inside the pin end of the finish line there. And then we've got Harder and Navi in 4th and 5th. And then the rest of the fleet come in.
Oh, yeah. And we see Polish sailor is at the 11th place.
So the important thing at this stage is consistency, of course. So Lorenzo will be pleased with that third place. when you add it to his first victory as well. So confirmation of that result then, as they're finishing in 9th. 10th went to Jose Godi of Brazil, and SGR 88 of Sweden in 12th.
Oh, and race looks nice. Like the Mendes from Portugal start really nice and finish really nice.
Lorenzo overtaking Navi there in the latter stages of the race.
Yeah, and the Polish sailor made the fastest course on this race. It was 12 knots. So really, really nice. Okay, and now a little bit changes here in the leaderboards.
Yeah, although no change at the top. That's still held by Lorenzo. Mendes moves up. And that really shows you know the difference that one result can make in these very early stages of the race. Yuko in 3rd, Harder in 4th, Kazuki in 5th. Still plenty of racing to go. And we should say we don't have a defending champion here. Arthur Farley of Great Britain, our first British world champion from last year, didn't manage to make it through the qualifiers. So we've got Azair, former world champion here, who won it 2 years ago. But it means we're going to have a new world champion, new country at the end of today. We're going to move into a slightly faster boat from the Ilka into the 49er.
Yeah, on Friday we finished the test event in 49er class during the Gdynia Sailing Days, which was really important due to the 2027 World Championship. So yeah, I think also more and more sailors want to join this class because it's fast in the same time and really interesting. And now we have 20 minutes, 20 seconds to start.
Yeah, and here they go. It looks like we've got I was going to say a bit of a split in the fleet, but actually they're all coming together and spreading out. They prefer, and they're coming down to this left-hand side. So actually that start line, a good spread of the fleet across that start line. Penalties though for 3-4 of those boats as the fleet starts to head up the middle of the course.
It seems on the screen that they're sailing really fast.
So Kazuki coming over to the left-hand side, the majority, and then he tacks, and maybe he's going to head off towards the dark shadows of that stronger breeze over on the right-hand side of the course.
Yes, and yeah.
And unlike the J70, where we were talking about the importance of the downwind, with the 49er, it's how you perform in the upwind legs rather than the downwind that'll decide often whether you win or whether you lose.
Yeah, I think on the 49er class, like the most important is the speed, because it's less tactics than on Ilka class, and here you have to just have perfect boat on the water and really nice speed to win.
So they're making their way over to the ley line, the most efficient route to the mark. At that particular moment, you'll see it move as the conditions shift, and it's looking much stronger on this right side of the course. I wonder if that's going to start blowing through. In fact, we're up to 26 knots now of breeze as they come in for the first time. Someone going really wide there, but tucking in behind the leading three. So it's Kazuki, Mendes and Jose Godi. It's Japan, Portugal, Brazil in the top three as they head downwind for the first time.
Yeah, the Ganakers are up, and we can see it's really like match racing between the first and the second player. Kazuki and Mendes really near to each other.
Yeah, and Mendes is going to want to try and break away from that wind, or is going to try and affect Kazuki with his wind shadow there.
Yeah, and I can see like different kind of sides of the race course. So, but they also like choose the same mark.
Yeah, so Kazuki at that bottom gate managed to put a few meters. He just gained a bit of distance as he came round the mark. A penalty for SGR 88 at the back of the fleet as we follow Navi now, also working his way upwind. Kazuki, though, 25, 26. Yeah, he's growing that lead. And I think that bottom gate was crucial in his advantage.
Yeah, 28 meters is probably a lot on a 49er. It's enough to win, but well, we have to wait till the end. And again, the French sailor on the third place. I think maybe as they prefer fast boats than Ilka, probably.
Yeah. So let's have a look further back. Who've we got? We've got Harder down in 11th place. SGR 88. Harder of Brazil competing once again in the World Championship finals. In the early days, he used to get quite worked up, quite nervous before racing, and then get quite upset with himself because he couldn't really focus. But he seemed a lot calmer today and a lot happier than he has done in the past. We'll see if that translates into his performance at the end of the competition. So Kazuki now has built that lead and is heading towards the finish line ahead of Zemendez and Jose Godi. And I think it looks, do you agree, the top three are pretty much done here?
Yeah, exactly. And Jose on the third. Yeah, that's really very nice. His favorite boat, e-boat, is J70, so probably most sailors will pick J70, but 49er is really impressing. It looks really nice. So yeah, we have 4 minutes of racing and the last meters basically to the end.
And Carolina, I know if you think these are fast, wait till we get to the F50s. If you blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah.
But let's focus now on the leader, Kazuki. Well done to him. He crosses the line, takes the victory, and by a substantial lead, over 50 meters for the Japanese to get Japan's first victory of this World Championship Grand Final. Mendes comes second, Jose Godi in third, and Lorenzo, our overall leader, still with a pretty good fourth place finish, and that will count.
Yeah, probably Zemendez will be first after this 3 races, but we'll see in a minute. So yeah, Lorenzo on the 4th, on the 5th, Ukraine player. Next, Kazuki on the 6th, Rommel in 7th, the Polish sailor Szydłowin in 8th, Azer in a 9th place. So well. And yeah, now we go with race legs, and as we can see,
I'm seeing a bit of a pattern here actually, in as much as even if quite a few of them have had poor starts, and then they've managed to get their way back to the top and into the front, and then they stay there. Oh,
still Lorenzo at the lead, so.
Yeah, so Lorenzo with just a 1 point lead now from Zemendez. And what's great results there from the Portuguese. A first and a second, really excellent stuff. Kazuki third and Navi of Ukraine in fourth.
Polish sailor in 11th place. I hope something will change till the end.
He's actually a Finn sailor in real sailing.
Yeah, that's true.
So he won't have a chance really to compete in his favourite boat here. But I'm guessing that some of these fast boats are a little bit mind-blowing for him. Yeah,
maybe. Fingers crossed for Bartek. Bartek is a really good sailor in Finn here in Poland. So it's also so good to have him here during these Worlds. So,
and we should comment really as well on the Japanese player Kazuki, one of 3 Japanese players. Let's just have a look at this graphic first, though. We're going with an Acra 17 next. That's race 4. And the frightening thing is, after this, we're already at the halfway mark of this competition.
Yes, exactly. And again, we have 22 not so strong winds during this eSailing World Championship. Nacra 70. That's, well, it's really fast boat again.
Really fast boat, and one of the first foiling, well, the
Whoa.
first foiling boat.
It looks amazing on the screen.
Yeah, first foiling boat of the Olympics, and here it is on your screen. They are amazing, and they are fast.
They're so fast.
And obviously, normally crewed by 2 people, but on this occasion, just the one on their device. So, 5 seconds to go to the start of race 4 of this World Championship Grand Final. They're spread out right across the start line, and too close to the start line for 5 of them. They pick up penalties. The computer will slow them down, and that will allow Lorenzo and FC Rich and Jose Godi, who we are watching here, heading off to the right side. That gives them the advantage now of trying to gain distance.
Yeah, and after a bad start, it's really hard to catch up this distance on Accra 70, I think, and also on 49er, and also every fast boat. So they have to focus. They have to focus really good to do the right decision on the race course.
Yeah, the faster the boat, the worse the penalty, really, for any mistake. And Godi out in front, side by side with Zemandez and Lorenzo and FC Rich. So I was saying the Japanese players, 3 of them here. It's the second time actually that Japan has sent 3 players to the grand final. But of course they're all jet lagged because they've travelled halfway across the world. Every time I see them, I say, "How are you doing?" And I think it was Yuko was telling me that he was up most of the night playing eSailing.
I remember that kind of situation from 2 years ago in Barcolana. They have totally the same, because they came to Trieste, and after 24 hours it was the game, so they were really tired. So maybe it's a good idea to organize the next eSailing course in Japan. What do you think?
But then we're going to be tired.
Yeah, that's true.
But look, if they've been up all night, and this is the positive side of it, if they've been up all night, they have got hours and hours extra playing time, training time. As we come to the top mark, it's harder out in front for the first time in this competition. Zemandez second, FC Rich in third, and Harder looking really fast as he heads downwind.
And again, we have in the top 3 Zemandez from Portugal. Nice, really nice sailing today. 4th race and top 3 again. So the first downwind, really fast sailing. I'm curious what mark they will pick, right or left. Probably it's a more wind on the left side on the race course.
And look, they're already there. That tells you just how fast how much faster they're travelling than the boats we've seen already. But what a lead for the Brazilian. He chooses the right-hand mark. Round comes Zemandez, then it's FC Rich. So no change on that leg to the top 3. Penalty for Lorenzo.
Yeah.
I didn't see what happened there.
Probably he touched the mark.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Rule 18.
And now in the middle of the fleet there, Kazuki.
Yes, demanding upwind. But, well, so probably it's hard to say which side of the upwind they choose. Now I can see it's more right, as we can see really dark sea on the right side. And still, the top 3 not changing, so good sailing, good decision on the race course.
Yeah. Now the Azer is up into 4th, and a good position for Gidlo, your Polish compatriot, in 5th. So this is proving a good race for him. Having just joked about the fact that he's a Finn sailor and a slow boat sailor. Look at him go in the fastest boat so far.
Yeah.
Top mark, and then it's down to the finish line, and that advantage now for the Brazilian is down to just about 10 meters, and that is definitely catchable by the Portuguese. FC Rich comes round in 3rd. Penalty for Navi as he rounded the mark. So the leaders launched towards the finish line. And That was a good turn and a good launch downwind for Harder, because he's regained a good lead, and he'll just have to stay focused now on what he's doing, not worry about what's happening behind him. Yep. They can choose, by the way, what they look at on the screen, whether they look at an aerial view like ours.
Oh, really?
There are different views. Yep. Some of them just like to sit in the boat, and have the sort of view you would if you were actually in a real boat. But here we go. It's race number 4, and it's going to be won by the Brazilian Harder. It's his first victory of this grand final. Zamandes takes second. FC Rich of Japan takes third. Another good result for the Japanese. Azer is fourth. Jose Godi comes in, as does Sidlo. And we'll have to just wait for confirmation who got that one. Lorenzo in 8th. And I think that might see him toppled from the top of the leaderboard. We will just wait for those scores to be totted up and confirmed. But there's the confirmation of that race 4.
Yeah, the Szydłowin, Polish sailors, finished the race in the 6th place, and I think it's a really good result for him to be in the medal race. He needs that kind of result. So, as Poland, we are really happy about that. And let's have a look.
Look at all the all the overtaking in the latter stages, down, mid-fleet downwards. Interesting. Exciting stuff at the back. It just shows they are really all battling for every possible position.
Yeah. And largest number of penalties. Navi from Ukraine gained 4 penalties during the only one race. So it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. And the leaderboards. So the Portuguese player is on the first place, and he has 6 points.
Yeah, so wow, a real turnaround at the halfway point in the let's call it the qualification part, the first 8 races. And let's just, I don't know if we can have another look, but down towards that 10th place, there we go, the battle between Rommel and Shidio Finn and SGR 88. They want to be in the top 10 to make the cut. So exciting stuff, and in a few seconds' time, we're going to hear from our overall leader. Jose, well done, out in front at the halfway points. How are you finding the competition?
Thank you so much. I think the competition is really high. There is really close racing, so any mistake can cost you lots of points. So right now I've been trying to avoid that confusion, try to avoid the pens, and it's been working fine. Yeah.
We've noticed on the stats that we're seeing boats come from sort of an average start and then get in front, and then they're managing to hold that lead. Is there any reason for that, do you think?
Yes, definitely it makes a difference to have a good start. So if you start ahead, it's really more easy to manage and to stay there than to come from behind. Come from behind in this fleet, it's so competitive that is almost impossible.
So what next for you, tactics-wise? What are you going to do?
Well, now I'm going to try to manage to do good races, try to save points and not risk a lot.
Okay. Best of luck.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
My name is Sara Granberg and I'm from Linköping, Sweden. And this is my second appearance at the World Champion Grand Final. I got into e-sailing by actually seeing a competition on the water, and e-sailing was representative there, and I looked it up and then I just started. I work as a nurse in acute care. It's actually quite hard to fit in e-sailing because I work shifts, but I try to be a part of the competition. After work in the evening, and that's when I play, just relaxing and talking to some friends. But I definitely think that more women should try e-sailing. It's really fun and you get to know a lot of people, and it's great community, and you get to know people from all over the world that are sailors, so we have a common interest. My advice to women in eSailing, or who wants to start eSailing, is to just start, and it can be a bit hard in the beginning, but once you get to know people, you get a lot of help and it becomes easier. The atmosphere here is great. Everybody is really, really friendly, even though we haven't met before. But as soon as the competition is gonna start, I think everybody's just going to try and win, and it's gonna be a little bit more competitive. I'm happy if I'm staying calm through the competition and just don't mess up as much.
Yeah, it's great to see her here again. Always a nice big smile, and you know, she's only been eSailing for 3 years, I think it is. But she's an experienced sailor out on the water, and I think that really helps.
Yes, of course. I think it really helps. We also always saying that the e-sailing helps in real sailing to feel the tactics, to read correctly the wind. So I think it helps.
And everyone sort of plays at different times when it suits them and so on. And Sarah's an acute illness nurse, so she has a pretty stressful job in hospital, and she says, I just come home, I throw myself on the sofa and just lie there and play, and it's a way of relaxation. So although we're talking about the nerves and, you know, the tension in the room right now, day to day, it's a great way to relax as well.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we can have a look also to the results right now.
Well,
again.
Having said, talking about relaxation and no tension,
Yeah.
the big tension there really is between 10th, 11th and
Exactly.
12th, and there's not much. In fact, what is it? 28 points in 7th place, so all the way down to 10th. It could go either way, really, for those people, whether they can qualify or whether they don't qualify. 4 races yet to go to decide that.
And it will be tough races, because now we change for really, really fast boats.
We do, and we are going to switch to the Far East 28R first of all. The course is standard though.
Yeah, exactly. So the first we're going upwinds and then downwind. So basically nothing changed again.
And now this type of boat, this class, isn't particularly well known in Europe. It's made in China, but it's really popular in Asia as a racing keel boat. And it's been recreated here in the game. And the version in the game has similar dynamics really to the J-boat, which I think is why this has caught on within the e-sailing community. A little bit faster though, and upwind speeds we're looking at about 7 knots. So yeah, we'll see how this pans out, and it's impossible really to try and guess which boat suits which player, because so far we've kind of touched on the fact that, you know, some sail Ilkas and then they come out and they sail amazingly fast on fast boats. So
probably I think in this game the players should feel really good on every class, so it's necessary to be the winner.
All right, so the players have had a break. They've had a chance to catch their breath, and now they know it's the last chance, really, the last 4 races to make sure they are in the top 10 and in the medal race. And as for the leaders, Mendes and Lorenzo and Kazuki, it's about getting as many points on the board that they can carry forward into the medal race.
Yeah, we have 30 seconds to start, so it's a lot of time. And well, like the boats are standing on the press starts in the right side, more on the right side than left side. So, but as we can see, the dark shifts are basically they are on the left and right side on the race course. So
yeah, just bunching up near the committee boat. There's been a few penalties there. There's too much traffic at that top end of the line. 3, 4 penalties, and we'll see how they work themselves out of the fleet. But other than that, as where they gave themselves plenty of room further down the line, good, solid, clean starts.
Yeah, it was really nice start. It looked really nice, and now we can see that every boat tack on the left, and they're sailing to the right side of the race course. And again, we have the Mendes on the second and Jose on the first, and Szydłowin on the third. So fingers crossed for the Polish sailor.
I'm seeing the wind getting stronger as they work their way up this right-hand side. Lorenzo already on the ley line, so direct line to the top mark is where he wants to be.
Yeah, we still have a few meters to the first mark, but as can we see, like on the meters, every boat is really close to each other. So it will be nice first mark rounding.
Yeah, definitely a difficult one to call at this point. And really they'll be doing everything they can just to edge in front, because there's a real advantage heading downwind with a 32-meter wind shadow.
Yeah, oh my God, like all fleet is all together right now. There is no distance between the boats. So
real traffic at this top
Real
mark as they
traffic.
come in. They try and maneuver their way round to get round that top mark, and it's the Yuko and Azer.
a lot of penalties, a lot.
There's just wasn't enough room for them. It kind of didn't matter really what some of them did or how they maneuvered. They were going to crash. There was no way around that. But Yuko has managed, being out in front, has managed to launch his spinnaker, keep out of trouble, and is now growing his lead as Azer and Harder chase right behind.
Yeah, really good rounding, and now he has like more than 50 meters distance, so it's a lot during this really short race. The jibe, and now it's time to choose the mark. Probably all of them will choose the right mark because they're on the right side of the downwind. Oh, but no, one of the boats picked left, and it was French sailors, yeah. But most of the fleet picked the left side.
Yeah, so Azer decided that there was no point in following Yuko around the course. He decided to split and head off for that stronger breeze on the right-hand side. As the two boats come together eventually, we'll find out who took the right decision.
Now again we can see the really nice skins of the sails here. Nice graphics and nice design. And the second upwind still at the lead, Yuko from Japan. And Azer is on the second position, so maybe he can be in the top 3, because as I remember correctly, he didn't finish any race in the top 3, like the French sailor.
Azer?
Yeah.
He got a third in the first race.
Okay, but after that, twice,
that,
9.
Yeah, yeah. So as we've been saying, consistency is key in this competition, well, as it is in most sailing competitions, really. But look at the advantage Yuko has now coming in to that top mark for the final time. Azer round. And another great performance from the Brazilian Harder in third place. Harder sitting 4th overall. So really in the hunt at the top. Penalty for Kazuki.
Oh.
Lorenzo kind of looking a little bit lost in the middle of the fleet. And then Navi bringing up the rear in 12th place. But our leaders are already heading towards the finish line. And there's no catching Yuko. Yuko, who managed 2nd place in the very first race. He is back in touch now.
Yeah,
And
a few meters more, and that's it.
so a first victory for a Japanese player here, and then second for Azer. Harder, the Brazilian, comes across in third. he'll be really pleased with that result, because that hopefully for him will start gaining momentum on his results. Mendes of Portugal in 4th, our overall leader. And I mean, that's a great result, but he's been so good up till now that we're a bit surprised. Jose Godi in 5th, Lorenzo 6th, and let's have a look as we scroll down. 7th for Kazuki, Shidio of Poland in 8th, Rommel 9th, FC Rich, Navi and SGR 88.
Yes. And, well, yeah. It's from the beginning to the end, a little bit of changes, but best start, Jose Gori.
Azea, best average speed of 9.
But look, largest number of penalties, Lorenzo 8, so I think it's the record already because the last race was 4 and now 8, a lot of penalties.
So no change at the top. Mendes still out in front, 8-point lead. Lorenzo 2nd, Harder in 3rd. Kazuki Azea now 27 points, so 12 points behind the overall leader. So for the former world champion Azea, it's all about improving those results to try and stay in touch points-wise with the overall leader. So it's beginning to build the excitement now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true, but I'm not only looking for the first 3 sailors, I'm also looking for the last 2. It's also a little bit of stressful because 2 of the of 12 players will eliminated of the medal race.
Yes, they will. So we were talking earlier about the fact that this is the first time ever that there isn't a British finalist. Well, the first time in since I think the very first competition. But also we should note there's only one Frenchman, because normally they are here in dominant numbers. So flying that tricolor is all down to Azea. Right, we're on to the star now.
Yeah, race number 6, 22 knots, and we changed the boat to a star class. So star class boat has a rich Olympic history. It was raced at the games for 80 years until London 2012. So nice boat. In Poland we also have a tradition and history of the star, because Mateusz Kusznierewicz, the best sailor in Poland, was sailing on the star class together with Dominik Życki. Mateusz was also twice Olympic medalist, so nice star class, and we start the race.
So we're away in the star class here at the World Championships. A penalty for the Brazilian, Jose Godi. The majority of the fleet sticking to this right-hand side, sticking together side by side, heading out towards this that ley line. And that side has paid through this whole competition. Is that Gdynia? As in, is that how Gdynia plays out? Right side of the course. Is it a fairly standard, or is it difficult breezes to work out there?
In Gdynia is always difficult. Really, we spent last 2 days during the Gdynia sailing days, and the conditions every day was different. The first week was with the strong winds, the rain, and the low temperature, and after that the other front come and we have sunny days, but not with a good wind. It was hard to organize the races during the test event, so it's really tough venue to sail.
And really tough at the moment in this first leg to just work out who has the slightest edge, because it's really close. It's cat and mouse stuff. And it's not far to go now to that top mark. So we got Yuko already on the ley line, and Kazuki also on a good line towards that mark. But now the boats come in from the left-hand side, from Rommel, Yuko and Lorenzo. And let's see where they slot in. Lorenzo's going to slot in probably around about third place. Yuko just holds the lead then, ahead of Rommel of Sweden, and Lorenzo in third for Italy. A penalty for Harder, the Brazilian. I think he might have touched the mark. Couldn't quite see what was going on back there. FC Rich as well, picking up a penalty. So it's all happening at the back of the fleet.
Yeah, that's nice that Rommel from Sweden started to sail well, because at the beginning it wasn't look so amazing and colorful, but now really nice. He's in the next race in the top. I don't remember right now what was the okay, he was 9 and now he's sail second, but probably he has a chance to be in the medal race.
Yeah, so Rommel, known in Sweden, where he does obviously a lot of his e-sailing, a lot of Swedish competition, 3 times Swedish national champion. He's known just for being quite quiet, but a real fighter on the water, and above all, really consistent. So maybe we'll see some of that consistency come into play here now. He certainly needs it. He's sitting 9th overall.
And again, a lot of is happening on the first gates. Everyone more of the fleet choose the left mark, the left gate, and the second upwind is in.
So the battle continues between Yuko and Rommel. Rommel going over a slightly different angle towards that right-hand side from, and now he's tacked, and he's coming in closer to Yuko to try and close the distance between them. You can see them, there we go, as we focus in on them.
They have still 200 meters, more than 200 meters to the mark, and but probably they have to do more tacks. They're in the middle of the upwind, so they have to go to the right, do 2 tacks more to go to the ley line.
Yuko, really experienced in e-sailing, grand finalist at the Olympic eSports series a couple of years ago in Singapore. And that was a great experience for everyone. That was real big-time tournament stuff. And that experience, I know, has been taken away by the guys who competed in that and have really used it in the competition since. Now, Yuko, out in front then. So he has held this lead up the upwind leg. Rommel is right behind him. Now, can Rommel hold off Kazuki, who is closing in on the Swede? The battle for second is going to be interesting on that final downwind leg. Lorenzo is 4th, Azer in 5th.
Yeah. You said about the Yuko that the Japanese fleet is really strong, but looking to the past, the Japan player has never won the title of the world champion.
No, it's never gone outside Europe. So could this be the year in which that changes? At the moment, the best placed non-European is Harder, who's sitting 3rd overall, 10 points behind our overall leader. Still plenty of racing to come, though. And I think that, right in front of you, looks like an unassailable lead for Yuko. Can Kazuki, though, can he chase down the Swede in 2nd place? It's looking good for Rommel.
Yeah. Really nice.
And then it's a long way back, isn't it, to
It is.
4th, 5th and 6th place. Lorenzo is probably safe in that 4th place finish. But then Azer, Harder, SGR 88, so the Frenchman and the Brazilian, definitely going to be fighting each other near the top of the overall leaderboard, so they're going to be fighting for every meter in this race as well. Yes. Yuko of Japan comes into the finish line to take his victory here. his second of the competition.
Oh, it was a tough finishing line because they sailed together on a finishing line. So, yeah.
Well, the start often is decided on that final downwind leg, but because of the wind shadow that it casts. But in this occasion, there was enough of a lead for Yuko for it not to have that much of an effect. But look at that. They're fighting all the way to the finish line, even giving each other penalties right on the line. Good win. Second successive win in the competition for Yuko. Ramal in second. Kazuki third. Lorenzo fourth. Azair fifth. And Harder ending up taking sixth, and Jose Gondi, the other Brazilian, bringing up the rear. It's a pattern we keep seeing, isn't it? The leading two or three managing to hold on. A change this time with Kazuki and Lorenzo swapping places.
And the leaderboard. So Portuguese player still at the lead, but now he has only 2 points less than Lorenzo.
That's right. So it's getting really tight. Kazuki on 29, Yuko on 30. Azair dropping down despite finishing above Harder, dropping down to 6th, the Frenchman.
And do you see what is going on at the bottom of the leaderboard? Because the Navy and the Shidofin has the same amount of points, what means that these two races will be really exciting because they will battle for the being in a medal race. Really exciting. Well.
Yep, so all to play for, equal on points in 10th and 11th, and, well, not 9th place isn't that far behind. On to race 7, so 2 races left now before we cut the bottom 2 off and we head into the medal race. The offshore racer, much bigger, heavier boat than we're used to seeing in inshore racing.
I hope it will fit to the Polish sailor because it's a big boat, maybe. Finn class is not as big as the offshore racing, but fingers crossed for Bartek, and we start the race.
Yeah, again, downwind leg will probably prove crucial in this race. 20 seconds to go, and nicely placed. A bit of a ding-dong going on just at the top there where the committee boat is. Trying to work out who those two are, sort of fighting it out, and they need to get a move on and get to the start line because we are go on race 7 of this World Championship. A good start for the Ukrainian on that left-hand side. Lorenzo choosing to go directly to the right, and it'll be interesting to watch if this split develops.
Yeah. We can see the Navy 767. So yeah, he's sailing fast, I think. On the left side on the race course, probably he's really stressful because he's fighting for being in the medal race. So I can imagine how stressful it can be. For now, it's a really good race. The first one on the leaderboard for this race. But it's less wind because now we have 16, right? 16 or 17 knots. So
about
less.
14 now.
Yeah, 14.
It's a bit lighter.
Because all the events, all the regatta right now, we have in really strong winds. We start with 22, and basically, it's this race is one of these light winds.
Yep, the bigger, heavier boat, and we've got the lighter breeze. So plenty more thinking time for the e-sailors.
Oh, penalty.
So Azair really going after Lorenzo there and pulling that off, getting a penalty. And as you can see, that allows him to speed ahead whilst Lorenzo takes that penalty. And that means Azair is going to just slip on the inside of the mark. right ahead
Really close.
of the Polish sailor who picked up
No.
a penalty.
Oh,
yes,
no.
he did.
No.
Rommel in third, Harder in fourth, but penalties all round as all that congestion translates into little bumps against the mark, against each other, rights of way infringed, so penalties galore as Azer now launches his spinnaker early. There's an advantage to doing that, getting that Jenica up, and it helps you really gain a bit of speed at that top mark. So he's away and already a 50-meter lead.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like 50 meters lead is a lot. So he's in a really good position to win this race. And if he will take this lead till the end, it will be the first winning.
For Azer?
First win.
Yes, it will. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. They're like close to the gate.
So left or right? Which way should he go?
Yeah, probably they pick left side because the shifts are more on the right side of the race course. And yeah, it was easy decision. Most of the sailors pick the left side of the gate. But they're tacking to the middle of the race course, so...
A good third place position for Sidlo Finn of Poland,
Yeah.
sitting in third. We've seen him up there a few times already. It's just about whether he can hang on under pressure.
Yeah.
He's, I believe, our oldest competitor here at 40.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He's trying to find the fresh wind because now, as we can see, the boat over Polish sailor is taking the wind, and he's tacking. Okay, and they're going to the middle of the. Oh my God! I saw tactics here, like tack after tack. But in a second, they will be on a ley line, so there will be no more tacking. But yeah, that's right. He's still on the third position, and basically the top three did not change. So I hope it will not change till the end.
As they're looking good at this top mark again, and we'll watch him go round and just keep an eye out as he heads off to that spreader mark. Just keep an eye out on when they launch their Jenica, because they try and launch them a little bit earlier on this boat. See there, as he rounds the mark, it's already launched. Rommel, though, launches it also slightly early, and that helps them get the acceleration they need on such a big, heavy boat. Sidlo then, still in third. Jose Godi in fourth, Lorenzo in fifth, Mendes, our overall leader, but only just, in sixth place.
Yeah, and Navi from Ukraine is at 11th place, so it seems not really good for him in case of the general standings, because he's fighting with Szydłowin to qualify for the medal race, so we'll see.
So Azer here in his fifth final, and looking to repeat his World Championship victory of 2 years ago. We were talking about, 40-year-old Gilles the Pole. But I remember when Azer was 19 in his first World Championship final. So we kind of see these players come through, really. Okay, Azer, here we go, into the finish line, and no one is going to take that lead from him now. But there's an interesting battle going on for second. Rommel and Gidio of Poland, and Rommel has it at the moment. The grey Jenica of Gidio will take third place. And then, wow, what a battle further back. And that tells you just what it means. Every position is so important. And Jose Godi taking fourth. Harder taking fifth. FC Rich sixth. His teammate, his Japanese compatriot, in seventh. A good result for SGR 88, and she was part of that battle with Navi in ninth, Yuko in 10th, Mendes and Lorenzo.
Yes, and yeah, as we can see, basically the Navi started really nice race. He was on the top, but at the end, ninth place, not satisfied for him, for sure. Yes, he has the best start during the fleet, in the fleet.
So what does it all mean? Let's have a look. With one race remaining, the ranking of this of the race we've just seen is what we're looking at. They're just doing the calculations to see where we are with the overall leaderboard, and and we have one race left in the F50 in order to make the top 10. So the pressure is on. You know, you're a top sailor, at youth level, national champion. How did you find? Did you have little tricks for dealing with pressure at the crucial moment?
No, I was really stressful every time, but well, I was sailing as a crew, so it was more pressure on the skipper as always. So it was fun. I have never sailed in the senior fleet, only in junior youth category on the 470, but it was also always really stressful to, you know, like...
Yeah. I'm going to interrupt you because we've just got the overall leaderboard, and we've got real drama at the top of that leaderboard because we've got a new leader who seems to have just come out of nowhere. Azer of France is now top of that leaderboard, not just top, but 3 points ahead of De Mendes. Kazuki's now moved to third, Harder to fourth, and Lorenzo of Italy, we've seen him now drop down to fifth. But what about the, there is our new leader.
Yeah, he's really motivated, I think, to be again the world champion.
Yes, and there've been moments where he's felt the stress and the strain, and he's got this coping technique now where he just says, I just tell myself, that it's not true, but I just tell myself, hey, I'm the best in the world, and that gives me my mojo to go and fight back. So let's have a look now. 10th place. It's the top 10 that go through, and right now Navi has just dropped down to 11th, and Gidio, a great result, that third place finish, because that has now given him a 6-point advantage over 11th place.
That's true, yeah. It was really good race, and it will be also really challenge for the Navi to be in front of the Szydłowin for the 6 points. It's a lot. I think it's a lot in the small fleet as here we are.
Yeah, so let's keep an eye in that race, in this next race, on Navi, on Gidio and SGR 88. And what a boat to be racing this this number 8 race in, because it is the fastest boat of the competition, the fastest eSailing boat, the F50, the boat that they do SailGP in. So it's on foils and it's fast, and I'll just talk you through the those 7 legs of the course. So they start on a reach, they go downwind, they go upwind, downwind, upwind, and then downwind halfway, and then it's a reach to the finish.
Yes, we have 7 legs, so it will be a lot of fun during this race. And the F50 boat is sailing with 55 knots sometimes.
Yeah, well, we'll see what
Really
breeze we've got out there today, with just 10 seconds to go. So they start right at the back of the course, and they gather speed. Managed to get round.
What is going on here? Oh my god. A lot of speed here, a lot of happening on the race course, and they're going now to the 3rd leg. It will be upwind again, right?
So leg number 3 now, And we've got, and the lead's changed again, so SGR lost it to Jimenez. Jimenez has now slipped back to second. Zidlo in third. Lorenzo, who has it all to do overall, is slipping down to 7th place. It's fast, it's furious. You see the grey lines that form the border of the race course. They're not allowed to cross those lines or they pick up a penalty. And we're just hearing there's a problem. The race has been abandoned, and we wait to find out what the issue is. So some dramatic events right at the end. 8th race. There were penalties.
Yeah.
There were penalties. So we'll have to wait and see. The PRO, the race officer, is behind us discussing with the players about the issue, and we're going to have to go again. And that'll be a shame for SGR 88 because, you know, she started really well on that fast boat.
Yeah, but it was also, I think, good warm-up before the F50 race because a lot of happening on the race course, so maybe they need some warm-up. Well, it's the last race before the medal race, so maybe a lot of nerves.
Yeah, a lot of nerves. No one wants to make any mistakes, and also, you know, the race officers want it all to be safe and fair
of course.
as well. So I'll tell you what. Whilst we're waiting for them to restart the race, let's just have a listen to this interview with our Ukrainian contestant.
My name is Kirill Dolhov. I'm from Zaporizhia, it's east of Ukraine. I'm 28 years old and this is my first eSailing World Championship. My way started from first qualification. It's a long way, many races, very good experience, very good achievement for me. And now I'm here and I'm so happy to be here. I think eSailing is a very good opportunity to improve your tactician skills. I'm a real sailor more than 18 years. I was a tactician in Star Sailors League, Ukrainian sailing team. It's my favorite role. I used every experience from real sailing, from a Star Sailors League, from eSailing, and eSailing helped me to be better. It's very important to take part on events like this for Ukrainian sportsmen, young athletes. I'm proud to represent my country on this event. It's very important for us to show our flag because not everyone have opportunity to do this. Sailing areas are closed now. We're still living. We are trying to do our best, trying to take part in every events, every competitions. But as you said, now it's difficult because we have not much space to do it. And I'm very grateful to our Sailing Federation and Evgeny Moisenko because without this hard work, I can't be here.
Well, it's an extraordinary story and it's a long, long journey which we kind of feel we've felt a little bit part of because we've got this group WhatsApp chat, haven't we? And he was updating us throughout the journey, and it's a long, long drive from Kyiv, and then it's hard work getting across the Polish border. I was hearing about all the trials and tribulations of that just because of the number of people that have to be dealt with. So it's great to have him here, and he's sitting here behind us wearing the Ukrainian flag. So we wish him well. At the moment, he's sitting in 11th place, 6 points from the cut. So he really needs to
focus.
He does. He needs to get back into it.
And a little bit of luck, maybe.
Let's just give you some updates on what's going on. So the last race, race 8 in the F50, was abandoned because the automated kind of protest system gave penalty system gave some penalties out near the start and in that pre-start, and they were wrong. So there was some glitch in the system. So the race was abandoned, and they're going to race that again. And we're also hearing that there is a protest pending for race number 7, which is the one we've just watched, in the offshore race. It was won by Azer. That put him top of the leaderboard, but he is being protested by the Italian Lorenzo, and the jury will sit and hear that protest after the 8th race. So our overall leaderboard at the moment is pending confirmation and pending the result of that protest.
Yeah, a lot of emotions, but it's normal because we fight for the world champion title, so it's normal.
Yeah, and we introduced you to our jury members earlier on, and we saw them smiling and having a bit of a laugh. And I did say that normally we kind of we see them stony-faced at the table. All right, so with that in mind, they're going to reset for race 8. They're going to reset for the F50. We're going to take a very short break, but don't go away.
My first final was 2019 in Bermuda, and the game has evolved for sure. The rules, the players. There's been a rolling of new people coming, new talents. I think the level has risen consequently, and every year it's tougher and tougher to qualify for the World Championship. But the experience stays the same, I guess. When I was in Bermuda, I was doing e-sailing because I didn't sail anymore. It was too expensive, and I was focusing on my studies. I make a break of sailing for, I think, 7 years without even stepping foot on the boat. Luckily for me, a friend that I knew kind of in real life, but I met really on virtual regatta, introduced me to a professional team. And I got back in sailing after not doing any of it for 7 years, straight onto a professional team on a great boat, TP52. And so ever since, I just haven't stopped, and I'm trying to go full pro, hopefully. When we first met, I was not sailing anymore, and now I'm just full back at it and loving it. I think I've been one of the most consistent players for the longest time. I would say that is why a lot of people see me as maybe one of the favorites for the World Championship. I think age doesn't matter so much more than experience in the game. Some guys just join the game and rock everything, and some others are there for the longest time, and they just like to chill when they're racing, even though they're really good. I tell myself that I will win, and either way, there's not much I can do in advance. You know, in sailing you can, rig your boat, prepare, work on the forecast, you can do physical preparation. In e-sailing, there's much less settings to prepare, so I will try just my best on the day, and if I do some bad racing, I will lie to myself and tell me that I am the absolute best, and hopefully it will shift me back to the top of the podium,
Welcome back. We're ready to go with race 8 in the F50. Just a few seconds to go, but the players are kind of in their virtual race arena, and in a few seconds' time we will cross there to bring you that race live. It's crucial because it is race 8. It's in the very fast F50, and this is going to decide who goes through to the medal race and who will not. The bottom 2 in the overall leaderboard will be out. So it's 7 legs, as you can see on the right-hand side, and it's a reaching start. Then it's upwind, downwind, upwind, downwind, upwind, and a reach to the finish.
Yes,
but the
exactly.
point is, it is really fun. Sailors has to be really quick as well. So they are forming up now, just in front of us here, right next to that grey line, the border, the race track border, and they are gathering speed on this reach to the start line. They want to hit it as fast as possible, and it looks like it's going to be a good start, although, that pink boat suddenly put the brakes on because it was just going too fast, and that's the danger. So Azair in second, but hey, who's that out in front? We've done this before, haven't we? And SGR 88 for the second time.
Sarah feels really good on this fast boat. Look how fast she's racing, and she has, now it changed, but at the beginning, she has like more than 10 meters distance.
Yeah. Let's wait and see what happens as they come into this mark. So they're heading upwind, then they'll come through this gate and head downwind. And it's so close, but Azair sneaks in on the inside. And he knows there's a protest waiting for him after this race, a protest about an incident in an earlier race. So he's really wants to get this win. He needs to get points on the board to confirm himself as the overall leader. Zemendez over on Zemendez, I should say, over on that right-hand side. They're staying inside those thick grey lines. If they cross them, then they pick up a penalty. Those are the racetrack borders. Azair, second at the moment. Zemendez has taken the lead. He's come from nowhere, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's true. I didn't see from which side he came, but he said really good in every class, so that's super nice.
Shake of the head from the Italian, and he's not happy with his 10th position. Can he claw it back as he joins the rest of the fleet and will then manoeuvre round to head towards that mark? So Azair with the pink sail ahead of the red and black of the Portuguese. And then it's Harder of Brazil with what looks like could be another good result for him.
2 minutes, and we have the middle of the race. That's true, yeah. They're going to the another downwind, right?
That's right. So Zemendez now, we're getting a good look at him. He's one of those racing, I believe, on a mobile device, on his phone. Harder in third place, just behind the two that we're watching. But Azair has got a good lead, and but it's so fast, this boat, that that is a lead that could be caught by Zemendez. Just the slightest error on these boats, and you lose your lead, you lose your advantage.
Well, now they're choosing the gate. No, they're not choosing. Basically, they have to go to the right gate, right? Because they are going up.
The Italian round in, I was going to say in 10th, but it looks like he might have made up a place. So Azair out in front, the lead now just really being cut by Harder. So a great move at that gate by the Brazilian, who's now moved up into second place ahead of the Portuguese. And Navi 767 of Ukraine, he needs to be as high up as possible. He's fighting to finish in the top 10, and he's fighting with Zidio, who is 10th overall and is just behind him in 5th. So a bit of a match race maybe going on between the 4th and 5th place boats.
Yes, exactly. Looks like this. So we have to wait a few seconds more to see what will happen on the leaderboards.
But what about this battle for second and third? We've seen that position change several times in the last few legs. A real fight between the Portuguese and the Brazilian. But now Navi is also in the hunt, coming up, trying to close the gap on them.
It looks really nice. I hope maybe one day this kind of boats will be racing here in Gdynia. It looks amazing, but well, this is the last leg to the finishing line. So
this victory should go to Azair with a lead of that distance, but the battle for second and third, and further back between Zidio in 6th, and Navi has now slipped down to 9th, and that could be the end for him and his competition. So Azair wins this F50 race. It's race number 8 of the World Championship final. Zamendes second, Harder third. I think this is going to mix things up for sure at the top of the leaderboard. Rommel and SGR 88, a great result for Sarah of Sweden, her best result so far of the competition. Zidlo is 6th, Lorenzo 7th, Kazuki 8th, and Navi, our Ukrainian e-sailer, is going to finish 9th, and that probably is not. I don't think that's going to be good enough to save him. We will see.
Yes,
we will see.
We will see. We have to wait. The French player won the second race in a row. So really good sailing, really good sailing. So we will see how it's gonna be in the medal race. And now what we can see.
Look at Kazuki. He was doing so well and then just got it all wrong. And
Yeah.
I think he might have picked up a penalty actually and dropped all those places down to 7th. And yeah, some difficult race for a lot of those players. So as we're talking, I can tell you that the protest hearing is about to begin between Lorenzo and Azer for an instance in race number 7. The jury are making their way out to listen to that protest.
This is the first situation like that during the eSailing World Championship? Or
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. This is
Okay.
sailing. This is sailing. We love a good protest. And if this is something new for you, it's a bit like going to court, isn't it?
Yeah.
You put your case.
Yes, of course.
The other person puts their case.
Because I don't remember in Barcolana 2 years ago we didn't have situation like this. Probably.
Okay, so sorry, I'm going to interrupt because it looks like we've got our overall leaderboard. It is pending this protest, but as things stand, Azer is top. Zamendes is 2nd and Harder is 3rd. And at the bottom, the cut-off, it looks like Navi and SGR 88 are going home. But we have to wait until that protest is over. I don't think it's going to affect that cut.
True.
So I think your Polish e-sailer is going to
it's the
make
top
it.
10. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm going to leave you for a second because I'm going to go over and speak to Harder, who's just preparing to be for a chat. He's currently 3rd overall, so we'll grab a word with him.
Good luck.
Well, I remember in previous World Championships, you always used to get really very nervous and you seem to have got that under control. And now you're sitting 3rd overall. So am I seeing a new, relaxed Harder?
Well, I think it's about the new mindset for me. So I think I'm more experienced and I just a little more calm to race. Of course, my start of the regatta wasn't good, and I was a little nervous, but okay, I'm not good, so I try to focus myself and try good races.
Okay. So third overall, that's obviously pending confirmation of this protest, but still a really good position to be in. Do you fancy your chances now going into that double point medal race?
Wow, I'm going to make a medal race safely and management risks. So I try to keep a good position at start and do what I know what to do.
Well, that kind of answers my next question, which is, how do you play it? How do you play that medal race? You've now watched everyone else in action. Who do you think the biggest threats are? Have you seen a style of play that is concerning you?
Sorry, repeat.
Yeah, so who do you think are the strongest guys out there right now?
I think everyone here is strong. has a good side. So I cannot point one guy, but of course, Tristan, Jose God, Zé Mendes, all Japanese. So everyone here is good and trying to make their best.
Okay, well, best of luck.
Thanks. Thanks.
Hello, Sarah. So this is the end for you. How do you feel after this 8 really tough races?
Yeah, of course I not happy with the result, but I'm really happy to be here and get to compete against the best.
Yeah, but looking through your races today, step by step, you're sailing better and better. Especially the last race on the F50, really good race.
Yeah, I think I did some bad starts the first races, and I made a lot of mistakes. And it's 2 good players to do that kind of mistake I did. So
You were the first time 2 years ago during the eSailing World Championship, and now you're back here. In your opinion, what changed during these 2 years of eSailing?
what changed?
Like the atmosphere, the level of the competition, the players?
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, I felt more tension this year among the players than last year. So, yeah, and it's really, really tough racing.
And how do you can describe the eSail in front of the all boys fleet? I would say it's a change for you, like the difference for you to compete with the only the men fleet, because you're the only girl sail.
If it's what?
No. Okay. So the last question: what is your opinion? Who will be the winner of this year?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't checked the results. No, but I think Acer is really strong. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, well, it's all happening here in the room. Well, actually not in the room. It's happening in the jury room next door in private. They're hearing a protest between Lorenzo and Azer for an incident that happened in race 7 in the offshore. We are waiting, meanwhile, for the medal race. It's going to happen soon in the J70. We can't wait for that. We've said goodbye to Navi 767 and SGR 88. They've not made the cut, but we now have our top 10, and we will be back in a few minutes with that double points medal race. Protests don't take long in the super speedy world of e-sailing, do they? So I can tell you, we took a break because there was a protest going on about race 7, about a coming together between Azair and Lorenzo. The protest has been dismissed. So the protest has been dismissed, and that means that our overall leaderboard, as we showed you earlier, is unchanged. So there we have our top 10, and our leader, Azair, goes into the double points medal race with a 4-point lead over Zemendes of Portugal. Harder is a point further back, representing Brazil in 3rd, Kazuki 4th, and Lorenzo remains sitting in 5th place. Those are our top 10. We're heading into the medal race, and that is going to be in the J70. I'm just looking behind. We have all our e-sailors in position, and I think that there's protests interrupt the focus, interrupt the concentration, but they're all back in now into that gaming room and are now focused and about to enter our virtual arena. So the J70, we're seeing it for the second time in this final. One of our favourite boats. We like it. Strategy, tactics, speed. It's got it all.
Yes, exactly. And again, we have 23 knots on the race course, so it will be really emotional race, I would say. And as you said before, after this protest situation, I think it's like more stress here in the atmosphere.
All right, well, they are now, that an early penalty there, but that's already disappeared before the race. So we have got just under 20 seconds to go. This is the medal race of the 2025 eSailing World Championship final. We have our top 10 racers here. This is last chance saloon for these people to catch Azer. And they are away in the medal race. And it was an early start for Ramel of Sweden, so a penalty for him. Yuko looking good, the nominal leader off the line. Also good for Sido of Poland, and Jose Godi also in the mix there. But it's Azer of France, our world champion 2 years ago, who they are all trying to catch. He goes into the race with a 4-point lead.
Yeah, it's not a lot because 4-point lead basically is only 4 points, and it's really important to say that this race is double pointed. So if the sailor will win the race, he gain 2 points.
So here we go. Just getting our orientation here on the course, and yeah, that's a good view. So they're heading out to the left-hand side. So if you look in the top left corner at our mini-map, you can see, first of all, the direction. Those red and white windsocks show you the way the wind's coming. And it does look stronger where those boats are, in the middle of the course. I think they'd originally thought about heading out right, but then they stuck to the middle. And now they're heading up to that right-hand ley line and the top mark.
Yes, a lot of shifts on the race course, so it's hard to say which side is better to sail, but probably is, as you said, they should sail to the right side, and basically everyone here is sailing to the right side, or not really. Lorenzo just tagged, but probably they're on the ley line right now. Not yet, not yet.
So they're just tacking behind two boats, Godi and Kazuki, who are nominal leaders at the moment. They've just got their noses in front. And that boat on the right-hand side, Lorenzo, heading all the way out to the ley line. So he's in the right position. He's on a straight, direct course to that top mark.
Yes, a few meters more, and we will be in the first mark. And now, as we can see, the Azer is first, right? So, well,
so
nice sailing.
We've got 5 boats all converging on that top mark at the same time. Yuko picking up a penalty. And now Azer tries to slot in ahead of them, picks up a penalty himself, though. He just couldn't do it, so he's going to be slowed by the computer. Lorenzo is round as well, but he's round clean. So Kazuki edges ahead. Jose Godi and Azer now back to third place. Done all that hard work on the upwind, but just couldn't squeeze in without picking up a penalty.
It's the worst situation if you're leading the race and you get the penalty on the top mark. But
it's the downwind leg that often makes the difference between winning and losing in the J70. It's the
exactly
30-meter wind shadow. So really, if you're the chasing boat, you want to be within that wind shadow to try and reel in the competitor in front of you. And that is why we're watching Kazuki weaving his way down as he tries to get away from the chasing boats.
Yeah, but after the penalty, we can see like Azer is still on the second place. It's really good position to him because probably he have to finish this race in the top 3 to be the world champion.
Azer holding second, as you say. Near the back, we've got a penalty for Harder and Ramel. We could hear the groans going up from the Brazilian. And already they're at this bottom mark. And we're at the halfway stage of this double points medal race in the eSailing World Championship final here in Gdynia. And it's Kazuki who everyone is trying to catch. But it's Azer who currently leads overall and is heading for his second World Championship title.
Yeah, Kazuki has 10 points to the Azer after the last race, so probably it's impossible, but, well, the last round. And I was turned back to see the sailors' faces, and everyone are totally focused on the game.
So Azer and Mendes of Portugal, they're sitting in second and third. That is the battle for first place and for the championship title. Mendes needs to first of all get ahead of Azer and then hope that Azer drops back behind a few boats to give him the overall win. So Azer's looking good for a second world title here. Kazuki is looking pretty good to win the medal race.
Yes, and still Azer on the second position, really good sailing, and this is the last leg. No, they are like sailing to the top mark, I'm sorry. So this is the end of the upwind, and in front of us also the second downwind to the finishing line.
Now Azer has broken away, tacked off to further left on the course. I'm just wondering if we're going to see him come into shot in a moment. I'm not quite sure what he was doing there. Anyway, we're sticking with this leading bunch as they head towards that right-hand ley line.
Penalty,
well,
for the Brazil player, and I think like Lorenzo is first who was tacking right now on the ley line.
All right, let's see how they come in. Let's call this order. So Kazuki out in front, and Azer has dropped down. Whatever tactic he was thinking of has not worked for him. He's now dropped behind Lorenzo and Yuko. But Mendes also has dropped down the field. So he's now in 7th place. So Azer still looking good, I think, for that overall lead. There's a lot of maths to do here as we talk.
That's true.
So Kazuki is clear. Spinnaker launched. He is heading down to that finish line. He's going to claim the medal race. But it's the battles that are going on behind. Lorenzo starts 5th overall, is in 2nd place. He can only do what he can do and hope that Azer messes up.
Yeah, but well, if the French player will finish this race on the 4th place, probably he won in general standings, I think.
Yes, yes,
but
you're absolutely right.
But as you said, this is the mathematics here, so we have to wait for the general call and the general
and of course,
standings.
It's what the sailors are doing all the time in their heads as well as competing. And well, some say they just don't do it because they don't have the capacity to do that and focus on the racing as well. Right, Lorenzo here in 2nd place, and I believe that's the pink sail of is that Azer coming in, trying to close in on him. FC Rich over at the far side of the course. So Kazuki of Japan crosses the finish line. He wins the medal race. That's his 2nd victory of the final. But what is happening behind? It's all eyes on Azer. Has he done enough to hold the overall lead and take his 2nd championship point? FC Rich crosses the line. Azer comes in 4th, and that should be enough for another French world title here in Gdynia. We wait confirmation, but the results are on the left-hand side of your screen. So Lorenzo took 4th, Azer took 5th. Mendes, Azer's nearest challenger, was 7th. So Tristan Perron of France, Azer, has done it again. We just await for that confirmation. He's beginning to do the maths himself. He thinks he's done it, and we'll have to just wait for that. Let's have a look at some of these charts on that on the left. But yeah, it's the celebrations the cameramen are already waiting around him. The cameramen always know before anybody else who's won, don't they?
True.
I think they get information from, I don't know, somewhere that we don't. So a really great final part to the competition for Azair, who was struggling in the early races but has managed to come back and win this title pending confirmation.
So we're still waiting probably for the official information. But we can see on the backstage
okay, so
behind us.
And we can also, it's not just about the world title. There's other prizes up for grabs, and I think Kazuki's win in the medal race has been enough to seal the silver medal. So it's a podium place for Japan, and Mendes is going to take the bronze medal. That's how things are looking at the moment. We just wait for confirmation.
Yeah,
and I think we have our champion. Yeah, congratulations to our champion there, Azair, the first man to win 2 world titles in eSailing. And another victory for France. The 4th time a French sailor has won the eSailing World Championship final. So the celebrations begin. We're going to try and grab a word with Tristan in a short while. But yeah, heart-stopping stuff at moments. And the overall leaderboard is confirmed there.
Yes, on the first place, Azair from France, again world champion. On the second place, Kazuki from Japan, and on the third place, sailor from Portuguese, José Mendes. And now we start the interview with the world champion 2025.
Well, that's quite an introduction, isn't it? The World Champion 2025, 2 years on from your last victory. Which was the most difficult?
I think definitely this one, by far. I started not so good. I was behind. I just know that if you get consistent, you can always come back. People ahead, everyone's super strong, but they all make mistakes, so do I. So it was my time to not make mistake, and I succeeded I succeeded to come back in the end. I'm super happy about it.
We don't want to dwell on the protest, but were you a little bit concerned by that protest?
Not so much. I have some regrets from this final because the level is so high and the tension is also super high that sometimes we make small mistakes. But now you have the players that mostly are friends. And so that's what happened. I did something and I gave him a penalty. I think it was only fair. He thought it was not. We went to the protest and the jury decided. I feel bad for Lorenzo, but he's such a talented player. I'm sure he will come back from this.
And what about you now? 2 world titles. Are we going to see you back for a 3rd?
Hopefully. I think I'm not going to let this game go just now. I'm very much enjoying my time on Virtual Regatta, especially these high-level regattas. And I think it sharpens my tactical skills, so, I'm just going to stay around. Yeah, for sure. I'll try again.
And we heard, earlier in the program, that interview with you, you were talking about your pro sailing as well and how the two have complemented each other. So you can now go back on board that TP52 you work on and just tell everyone you're a world champion.
Yeah, I can do that.
2 times world champion.
Yeah, but I'm a pretty shy guy when it comes to talking out loud about your achievements, so yeah, they will know probably, without me telling them.
Well done. I'll let you go and celebrate with the other players. Well done. Cheers. So definitely a worthy champion once again for the second time in his career. Azer is our eSailing world champion. $5,000 go his way. There's $3,000 for second place, $2,000 for third place. And really all that's left now is the prize giving. They're kind of the players are chatting behind us, they're celebrating, they're debriefing really. But we are going to herd them to the beach because that's where the prize giving is going to take place. It's going to happen very shortly, so don't go away. We better go, hadn't we? Let's go. Well, that was quite a run from the studio, I can tell you. But here we are on the beach overlooking an amazing marina on a glorious sunny day. And I'm told that it's been a really fantastic weekend of sailing here at Gdynia Sailing Week. We're looking out across a marina full of race boats and a load of e-sailing fans as well. So it is that moment. It is the big moment, the prize giving. We have an empty podium, and I think it's time to fill it. So without further ado, I'm going to announce our prize giving guests, our VIPs. And this is the moment that all the Poles here can't wait for when I attempt 3 Polish names. So first of all, the World Sailing Vice President, Tomasz Hamera. Chairman of the Gdynia City Council, Tadeusz Zemiot. And Olympic silver medalist in the 470 class at Tokyo 2020, Agnieszka Skrupulet-Szota. And Tomasz, I'll hand the mic to you.
Thank you, Alec. Well, congratulations to all of you who qualified to this final. And we are very proud that this event came to Gdynia because not only of Gdynia Sailing Days, which is pretty famous festival, which we are holding here for several years. I think it's 25th edition already. But especially that this is one of the events which shows that very soon we will host Sailing World Championships in double-handed classes in 2027. So another World Championship that is leading us towards all these events. But especially to you who did a lot of activities in terms of qualifying to this final, to take part in this final, and I hope you enjoyed your stay in Gdynia. This is not the end of your stay, of course, but well, we are very proud, and thank you to World Sailing for giving us credibility to host this eSailing World Championship. Thank you to City of Gdynia for supporting this event and for being proud of calling Gdynia the sailing capital of Poland. Thank you of our partners and sponsors, but especially thanks to all the volunteers, all the staff, all World Sailing colleagues, and people, my friends representing Polish Yachting Association and Gdynia municipality who helped as much as they can to run this event successfully. So once again, big congratulations, big applause to those ones who will be prized. Thanks.
Do you want to say a few words? No. Okay. So if you guys take a step to your right, please. We're going to get our bronze medalist up first of all. So in third place of the 2025 eSailing World Championship Final, I'm going to step aside, make room for him. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for José Mendes of Portugal. Oh, just a few goodies there. We'll try and have a look inside later and see what you've got. And for third place, part of that $10,000 prize pot, a check for $2,000. Our bronze medalist. Well done, Jose. And in second place, from Japan, Kazuki Miyamai. And alongside that silver medal and all those bags of great stuff is a check for $3,000. And so we come to our 2025 eSailing World Champion. He won it in 2023 and he is back here in 2025. From France, Tristan Perron.
Thank you. Well done, brother. Well done, Tristan. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
And last but not least, the big check. $5,000 to our winner, Tristan Perron Azer from France. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our World Championship final. Where's Carolina, my great co-commentator? A round of applause. Thank you for holding my hand through the last few hours. Thank you very much. Come and stand with me. Last word from you. I'll hold the mic. It's easier.
Yeah, okay, so at the end, I just wanted to say thank you to all of our partners and sponsors who helped us to organize this event as a part of Gdynia Sailing Days 2025. Gdynia is not comes to an end because we have 7 days more of racing, and tomorrow we start the youth match racing world championships. So stay tuned and follow us because 7 days more and exciting racing here. So thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, Carolina. Looking forward to that racing out on the water. Well done. Thanks for following us. Thanks to Virtual Regatta for putting on another great show, another great competition over the last few months. And that is it. I'm going to leave you with the champions because they're dying to have a celebration, a bit of a drink. And we will say goodbye for now, and we'll see you in 2026.